Come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you are actually catching this Watch Me Work live from. On today, we're going to see if we're going to struggle through and power through. As you guys know or may not know, in North Carolina, we got high winds, hurricanes, all kinds of rain and everything carrying on. And the the green light fiber is actually holding up. So we're going to go jump into this information on today. And I'm going to see if I can bring onto the screen and still do the voiceover for areas of this creating a content repurposing system for you guys can see how to utilize this inside of Go High Level, StreamYard, and Canva, okay? So that you guys can get what you need to get, so you can get what it is that I plan to deliver to you on today. And so the first thing that we are going to discuss on today is a backup to what we discussed yesterday and again on today about why repurposing content is so valuable and why it's so important. I'm going to show you in real time on screen how to extract the content from a video such as StreamYard, how you can then repurpose the content inside of Go High Level, how you can pull some of the subject lines or key takeaways or points of value from that video, and you can create additional assets to be automated, scheduled, and generated, published, and pushed out into the sphere, okay, of the internet so that other people can see how it's all utilized, how it all works together. And so hopefully we'll be able to get all of that done on today and how to create and use content and repurposing systems. So let's see if I can get the volume turned off on that device so we can jump right into this information. And so what I want to do, and hopefully the video will allow me to continue to extract and talk over it so that you can actually see it in real time. I've tried several times to actually run through this in a live fashion, but it ends up coming out disjointed. So I wanted to make sure I took the time to drive home these 3 points before we get started. This will save you time and effort. You will not need to create content every single day from scratch because you will be able to create your content one time on one platform and then spread it over multiple platforms. Number two, it's going to expand your visibility. One idea can work across multiple platforms. And three, it's going to maintain your brand consistency. It's going to keep your messaging uniform across all of your content types. And that's really important as you move forward in what it is that you are trying to do to move the needle in your brand and in your business. So the first thing that we're going to do here in segment number one is how to extract content from a video or a blog post inside of StreamYard, okay? And so let's see if I can pull to the screen here and make sure that I am still unmuted and see if the video will be able to proceed. So here you guys are going to see where I've actually taken and done the video today in real time, right? I went into my StreamYard. I created the video real time, 30 some odd minutes. And then as soon as I completed it, it began to process the video, breaking it down into titles, right? Breaking it down into smaller segments. It took that long form content and created short form content. And because I already have the YouTube link, I was able to go back over to the YouTube channel here. I was able to utilize the template that I already have set up in place inside of my Go High Level. I'm able to go into the StreamYard, get the video, place it inside of the Go High Level template. So as you see, I'm showing you here again at 1:44 because I did let you guys know this is a 15-minute process to process 8 videos from long form to short form. So I started this process, as you see, at 1:44 on today. And then I go into the template that I have set up. Now, the first template I had set up didn't have my content in it. I have no idea why, because I have it set up as a template. So you'll see me go ahead and post over the information in here. So yes, while we're repurposing content part 2, I'm going to replace that in each of the different segments. But again, for some reason, I'm not able to access the titles until after the video finishes processing. So I wanted to go back into my Go High Level account and show you guys where I would take these titles from each once it finishes. Like over to the right, it has to actually be downloadable. And then I'm going to take and paste it here inside of the template, okay? But you can't access it until it finishes downloading. So I wanted to show you that. And so in just a moment, I'm going to move forward with backing out of this area. You guys know that when I recorded this, I actually was talking through the entire training, but I had it muted. So that's why I'm having to do it in voiceover format right now. All right. But also I noticed there was a problem on Facebook with the ability to make it a reel, and it shows that it's the correct format. However, for some reason, when I actually go plug in the video, it doesn't work. So then I had to flip back over and begin to use the field. I want to make sure they can respond on TikTok. I had to turn off the apply watermark because it was giving me an error message as well. I want to make sure that they can leave comments on YouTube and in the community. This is, again, posting in multiple places. So now that it has finished, I can select download, and I'm going to download it into the folder that I have created specifically for the month of March. So I go into my StreamYard Reels, I create a new folder, call it 3.5 for today. And then I'm able to go inside of that folder, check the title, and I copy the title, and then I hit save so that I can now quickly put the title where I need to put it inside of YouTube, inside of my community, also up in the very top after the colon, because this is the exact information that that video is going to talk about. Once I have done all that, I go and I grab the video. So in the purpose of today, we're actually going to go into the March folder for today, and we're going to create a folder called 3.5. Now, I'm doing all this in real time so that you can see everything that I may have forgotten, I can still do within my 15-minute window of repurposing all this long form into short form. So I go into the folder, the one that I've titled 3.5, I find the video, I upload it. Again, in real time, I double click on it, and now it's added. When it's added, you'll see it prompt an error message with this red square, which means I need to go down to Facebook and take it from it being a reel to a feed, because this one is 2 minutes and 24 seconds. You guys know there are limitations per platform. So I just take it and make it from a reel to a feed, and now all my error messages go away, and I'm able to schedule the post. I enjoy scheduling my posts every 3 hours, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, and 9, because 9 is my favorite number. Multiples of 3, you follow, okay? And so I wanted to start it out today for 3 o'clock. So now that that's scheduled and everything is accurate for what I want it to be, what I would generally do is go back to that exact post for today and the time that I scheduled it for, and I would clone that exact one, making sure that I'm using the right one for today. Select to clone it. Now that I am cloning it, all I simply do is go back over to StreamYard, get the next video, select to download it, go ahead and grab, when it pulls it up, the title. I copy the title and I save it. Go back over to the Go High Level area and do the same. So before I do that, for the purposes of this, I'm just going to go ahead and download each and every video so that I can skip the process now of having to come in and download it per post. I just want to go ahead and download all of them. And sometimes when you save files, the percentage, the exclamation point, the hashtag will give you an error message. So you'll see me go in and just remove the exclamation point that's at the end to make sure that when I upload the file later, I don't end up with the error message. So I go through and I'm downloading all 7 or 8 of these videos in the first time. So the first time I do it to get the actual post set up. And then when I go through 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th, I just go ahead and download them all at one time. Here I am counting them out, trying to figure out what number I'm on and making sure that I get all that done. Counting them out to make sure I've done everything that I needed to do and figure out which one I'm on. Okay, because remember, I'm recording this and I was actually talking, but you don't hear the talking because I was muted. So I'm having to re-record and remember everything that I talked about. So now it's going to take me back over inside of the Go High Level account, and this allows me to put the title of that video, because again, for keyword purposes, SEO purposes, you want the title that you mention inside of your post to be the title of whatever the attachment is, okay? And so we're going to paste that in there. And then we're going to make sure that we paste it as the title of the short as well as the title of the community. All right. We're going to actually switch out the video to the correct video. And now that we have all of the videos downloaded, we're actually going to be able to go into the folder and upload all of the videos. Of course, I forgot I'd already uploaded one, and now I'm trying to figure out which one of these was already uploaded so that I can ensure that I don't re-upload it on top of the one that I already put in. And it was the one for transforming confusion. The one that was already in there was 5 steps. So I'm like, okay, 5 steps I've already uploaded. Now I can go in and add all of the videos. And when I say upload and I upload all of them, I'm available to highlight everything and then deselect 5 steps because it's already in there, say open, and now all of the videos will go in there. And then for the purposes of the one that I'm actually adding for today, it's transform. So we'll go down, scroll, find transform, and now we add it. And now the process for each of the other 7 videos will be seamless, quick, because I already have the same YouTube video. And all of these videos will be scheduled at 3, 6, 9, 12, 3 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, 9 a.m. in the morning, because I like to schedule mine every 3 hours. And again, this is all manual now just to set it up, but it's automated, and then I can go on about the rest of my day. So let's copy the title of the next one that we're going to utilize. Go over, find the exact same post that we just did, move over to the right and clone that exact same post again, because all of the content is the same except for the title and the video itself. And then we schedule it for the time. So let's change it to that time. Let's clear that one out. Let's go in and add the name. Add the name again for this one. Add the video. Go into the Reels folder for the month of March for the day, and go and select the video that accompanies that title that we just created. Then we want to schedule. We're scheduling this one an additional 3 hours later, which is our 9 p.m. time frame. And we're scheduling the post. The next one is automate your social media posting in just 15 minutes. Like I said, this is actually taking less than 15 minutes for me to repeat this process. Now, again, when you first start things out, everything is hard. It seems like it's going to take a lot of time. You're going to forget some of the steps. You're going to forget some of the process. Once you do this over and over and over again, that will not be the case. You struggled when you first learned how to crawl. You struggled when you first learned how to walk. You struggled when you first learned how to ride a bike, how to swim, all of that. You first struggled when you did your first video, going live and things like that. The first few times you do something is going to be hard. Once you do it repeatedly and consistently, it becomes a well-oiled wheel. That will not be the problem. And again, it's not a problem for me to show you that this takes less than 15 minutes because I've done it repeatedly. And that's why, even though I'm training you today on showing you the process of what I do, imagine if I was not talking you through and I was not telling you why I'm capturing the title of something, or why I'm putting it in a folder, or why I'm taking away the exclamation point. Again, less than 15 minutes. On top of the training itself, that's around 30 minutes, okay? On top of the subsequent follow-up open office hours, that's about an hour, 15 minutes to repurpose this one long form content from start to finish. And that is just one platform I'm showing you the repurposing capacity for today, okay? So now we're going to update this last couple of titles. Find the correct video, update the name, select all paste, go and add the video for unlocking the secrets from the Reels March 5th folder. And I think we have one more after this. We wait for it to populate, and then we schedule the post for midnight, I believe. Oh no, we're up to the 3 a.m. post. Got it, because I talked through a part of that. And so as you see, we are repeating the process for the last 2 posts. And none of this is sped up. This is actually real time. You do hear my voice over talking the pre-recording, but the pre-recording that you're actually watching is not sped up. This is me doing it in real time. If you're watching the bottom right hand corner and you're timing it, you'll see this is actually real time. None of this is sped up. This is the 6 a.m. post. And then we have one more, why repurposing content is a game changer. We're going to clone this very last one. We're going to add the very last video from the 2025 Reels March 5th folder. We're going to go down and update the last title. And we're going to schedule this last post. And this is for the 9 a.m. time slot for tomorrow morning. And so as you saw, it took us the balance of, it's 157. We started at 144. It literally took us the balance of, 57 to 44, 13 minutes to actually coach you through while doing this process in real time for 3 p.m., 6, 9, 12, 3 a.m., and 6 a.m., and also 9 a.m., 7 repurposing pieces of content that came directly out of a StreamYard long form video. Okay. And so now we are able to show you the simplicity of how we were able to do that, like I said, in 15 minutes or less. We took the full blown 32-minute segment, broke it up into the smaller segments, and populated it directly into our Go High Level scheduling mechanism here to actually spell out 7 or 8 posts. And I believe here I was just talking about I'm able to actually content repurpose to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms all at the same time. And in StreamYard, I'm actually able to do what? I'm actually able to, in the same real time, and I don't know why it's got me full screen now, but again, StreamYard is doing some stuff here. Why it has me full screen, I don't know. But we're able to repurpose here. There you go. In real time, a 30-minute segment that we actually casted live down to 7 or 8 pieces of content that we're able to post on 5 or 6 different platforms. So while we were streaming on 5 platforms. Then we took that long form content and we broke it down to about 5 or 6 platforms for short form content. Okay. And now what we're going to do, this same video that we're repurposing right now, this video will actually present itself. And I'm going to share a screen now and let you see how much of the process we will be able to go through, showing you real time loading onto, let's see here, if I can get the right window up. There we go. All right, so here we are bringing the right window up. All right, how we would be able to repurpose this content now into a landing page area where you would be able to access. So currently, we have been last month showing you landing page content, branding content, and how you're able to get free checklists that accompany each of the Watch Me Work Wednesdays, where we showcase walking through the process of doing something. So if we were to come in here and we were to go to our sites platform and we go into our checklists and cheat sheets, we have set up a repurposing content free cheat sheet brand new here, and we actually have the checklist available for what we have done here on the Watch Me Work Wednesday, how we actually created a tutorial checklist for creating an image. Also, we created a checklist for, let's see here, for using our streaming using our streaming event, meaning you can get access to the StreamYard hack cheat sheet and all of that. You can also get access to the way that we were just walking through setting up and repurposing the long form to short form. That will be a cheat sheet that will be available. And we're going to set that up now for you in real time, again, on screen, so that you can see the way that this actually works. So here in the repurposing content, if we were going in to edit this specific page, we're going to open this page up on full screen. And what we're looking to do is to change the features, but keep the body, okay? So right now we have this navigation up here that will probably go away because I'm toggling between whether or not we're going to keep the focus on repurposing content when you're watching repurposing content, keep the focus on landing pages when you're getting landing pages, and keep the focus on branding cheat sheet when you're getting branding cheat sheet. So we may remove this particular navigation up here because when you're here to getting branding information, you may not want to be distracted by landing page and repurposing content. Or when you're here getting repurposing content, you may not want to be distracted by landing page and branding content. Okay, so that may change. But for now, the ultimate cheat sheet for new entrepreneurs to repurpose content, ready to repurpose your content like a pro and turn one piece of content into 10 plus assets. Learn exact steps to maximize your content's reach, engagement, and visibility while saving time. Get the cheat sheet below. You fill out the form. Once you fill out the form, you may also scroll a little bit further and unlock secrets to endless content creation without stress. There's a 5-step content repurposing formula, which you heard me talk through yesterday. That will be available on that cheat sheet. How to extract key takeaways, that will be available on that cheat sheet, as well as tools to automate and batch, that will be available inside of that cheat sheet. So that cheat sheet will have, to begin with, just these 3 components. When you receive it in your email, there's a follow-up email sequence that is there, but this is the content that we have on this page. Where did we get this content from? We got this content from what we said inside of the information. So you hear me talk about how to extract key takeaways. Let's capitalize those for the purposes of making that stand out a bit more. And how to automate and batch. We're going to update that for the purposes of today. And again, I think the rest of this information was good to go. We need to update the image because currently this particular image is the image for the branding cheat sheet. This is the template holder that I currently have in place. So we would want to know how we're going to go in and create the changes to the image. So let's open up our automation, our Photoshop Adobe Suite product that I use to create these graphics. Now, you may not have the access to be able to do this on this level. However, this is what I use, and that's the one I'm going to showcase for you on today. So I'm going to go into the magazine mockup setting that I have here, and specifically for today, this is content repurposing. So we're going to open up probably the dummy cheat sheet here inside of our option here. Let's go inside Adobe and let's go to our cheat sheets and let's see where we may have put the one for March. Let's see if we already put it in here. We may not. That's the 301. That's the branding you. That's the for the love of business and branding cheat sheet. So it doesn't look like we have that one in here yet. But before we go out, let's go verify that it's not inside March. Because while I'm organized, it's still chaos to other people. So let me check one more place, and that's my Watch Me Work Wednesday for March to see, yes, content repurposing. That's where I put it at. All right, so we're going to open this up. And for now, this may be what the template currently looks like. So for the purpose of getting this done on screen for you guys today, let's go ahead and save as an image file, as a JPEG, PNG, either one would work. We're in content repurposing to make sure it does it in the right place. We're going to save that. All right, and we're going to minimize that because we're looking for the ability to update that front image right there. So let's open up the file and then let's go in and find that particular file that we were just looking for. We know this is in the Watch Me Work Wednesday for March. That's where that front cover page is. That's the second page. That's the second page. That's the first page. And so now we're going to pull that to be on screen. We're going to save. All right, and we are going to close that one. So that first image got adjusted. Next, we are going to adjust the second image back here. We don't have to, but we will for the purpose of showing how that's done today. We're going to ask it to add in the second page there, and we're going to pull that to size there. We're going to save that one, and when we go over, you'll see it go from the other page to this page. This is the image that we're going to use now. All right, and let's bring that down in size. It doesn't need to be quite so large. So we're going to reduce the size of that, and we're going to save it as the image of, and normally we name it. So we know this is the content repurposing mockup. All right. Now that we have that saved, let's go back over into our file, into our software. And here for this image, we're going to come over here to the image options, and we're going to go and upload the image that we just created. So we're in, let's go back up. We're in our open office hours. This is actually Watch Me Work Wednesday. We're in the month of March, and I'm just going to call it Repurpose content assets. Okay, and we're going to go in that folder, and we're going to upload specifically for what we did today, content repurposing. These are the assets that we want to have in there, so we're going to add all those assets in there. All right, I'm not sure which file it's not allowing, but I want to make sure. Yep, it doesn't look like we put it. Did we not put it in the right place? Let's go find out. So we're going to reduce it again to see where, for some crazy reason, it may have put it, and it looks like it put it in checklist and cheat sheet, so we know where to go and get that from. We're not going to save it again. We know where it saved it to. Now let's go out to, even though it should be in content repurposing, we know it put it in checklist and cheat sheets, all right? And we want the content repurposing mockup. So now that it's added it there, we can double click it. And now this is the image that's there versus the one that was there before. See, it was there before. This is the one that we want in there now, all right? And like I said, we will probably remove this. I'm going to remove it for now because I don't want it to be different than the other images. But also, if you notice, one area that I added to the other images was a standard header. So let's go back in and let's add that standard header. We're going to go up here. We're going to create and add a new global area. So in our global section, we want it to be this global header. So let's drop that one in there. Now it adds it up there, and we can get rid of this one here. Also, on that one, we already have the logo up here, so we don't need it in the body unless it's in the body and the others, and it's not. So let's just go ahead and remove this area here as well. All right, and so now that resembles the other, all the way down to the bottom. Yes. Let's verify the base of the others. It looks like there's a slight difference here, so let's go down to the bottom over here. And I want to verify that we do have global sections. And I'm not sure what the difference is, but we'll figure that out at a later date. Let's say save. Save. All right. So now this is the actual landing page. Let's verify that our SEO data matches, and it does not. So we want to go in here because we know we're going to need that code for the image. And we're going to go in here and we're going to update our SEO data. So let's drop in what may be missing here or there. For that social image, this is the image that we actually want, which is this particular cheat sheet that we're getting. Also, we're talking about the brand new agency cheat sheet for the content repurposing. So we want to make sure that we update that body of information as well. Because I like to toggle, cut and paste, making it easy, I'm going to open up a second tab here so that I actually have this window up to copy and paste what I need. And I'm going to grab all of this data right here and come back over in here. And now I'm going to put all of that data directly from the page into that area. All right. Also, we know this is repurposing content. So let's take that out and let's match it up to the other one. And let's make this say repurposing content. All right. And so now we have our page title. The characters are under 70 because you see the checklists are all, the checks are all green. The description can be under 155 characters because when you go Google search for this, it may cut off the last lines. That's not a deal breaker. We want to ensure that our keywords for this one are repurpose, content checklist for entrepreneurs. We can leave some of the other ones in there, but we want to make sure that we take some of the content and things that we are talking about here, and we want to make sure that it shows up here inside of our keywords, whatever we need, ensuring that the author information is correct, the social information is correct. And let's talk about some of our tag information here, our custom meta tags. This is what helps your SEO. So let's add a new one in here. And this is going to be what we just say, repurposing content. I can spell, I promise. And let's just put in some of that content that we just pulled from the page and add that in here. You can be specific about what you would want that content to be, but we want to make sure that that's added in there. And then for the purpose of what we're using today, the conical, or however you would pronounce that, is the repurpose content URL for today. Now we want to select to update that information, save that information, and we're going to publish in just a moment, okay? But finally, we want to ensure that when they finish up on this one page, right now, when they finish up this particular form, it's going to go to the next step. What would the next step be? In this particular position, it would be the home page, which we know is incorrect. We want it to be the thank you page, right? And we're not utilizing this. We just have this in here to grab content from it. So what we want to do is we want to back out, and we want to make sure that the thank you page is the actual next step. We actually don't need this home page, right? And so we want to get rid of that home page. You can leave it. I like to keep my files clean, so I like to get rid of it because I like for my files to be, easily clean, organized, simplistic as they can possibly be, okay? And so we want to go straight from the first step, which is repurposing content, your free cheat sheet from the brand new agency, into your thank you page. So for the purpose of what we're doing today for that thank you page, we're going to go in and we're going to make some slight edits to the thank you page for today, because again, this is the template. The template currently gives them additional video information where we're actually building the video information as we go. So for today, we would have the actual main video, which would be today's Watch Me Work Wednesday. And then beneath it, we're going to have the repurposed content, short form and long form videos that are for the bulk of this week. Now that may change based on what content comes for the balance of the month. But for us starting out, we want them to be able to find that initial information very quickly. How do we get that information? We're going to pull that directly in from the YouTube channel because this is going to increase our visibility both on YouTube and on our subsequent landing page, okay? So right now we're going to go and grab the content from Tuesday. We're going to grab the access link, come back over here to our form, and for there, we're going to actually paste that information from that day. Then we're going to go in and grab this one. And I think I'm going to utilize this one And again, I said it may change, so we'll see. All right, and I'm going to grab the long form one. All right, and we can name those what we would name them. So if we would come over here, we would be able to grab the data for that one. And so I don't have to keep opening them and closing them. Let me do them that way. So we'll come down here and we'll grab this title for the last one. All right, once we add the link back, then you'll see that go back to being green. But for now, creating short form. And then the last one, was that today's? Yes. All right, so if we were grabbing the data out of there, we see that show up and we add that there, making sure it opens in our own window. Now it can go back to being green. We're going to grab the link out of there, put it in there, go ahead and make it a link, open it up in its own window, and then we're going to go and do the same for the last one. Again, this may look like a lot, but again, when you do this on a regular and consistent basis, it becomes an easy task for you to do. It does not appear as hard as all my clicking and everything will be for you, because this is something you will do on a regular and consistent basis. And then this is actually going to be what we're recording right now. And so I will come back and I will put this information in here, which is how to create, use content, use a content repurposing system with StreamYard, YouTube, and GHL. I'm just going to say it that way, even though I know we also have Canva included. And so I've already changed this. So when I come back and I highlight all of this, and I create the link for that and add today's YouTube video, then the thumbnail will automatically change. This will become a link and you will be able to move forward. And so what I'm going to say here, if you don't have your own system yet, then I'm going to say click here. And for the purpose of this link for today, because we're talking about systems, let's go in and let's use the GHL link and Martina, Britt, Yelverton, because we want them to either get the system or come into the membership or something like that. But because specifically we're talking about the system, let's just leave it at the system link to become an affiliate with GHL and say save. So now we have that ready for when it goes. So hey there, thank you for investing in you, wanting to make moves to level up, enhance, or even create your first, we'll say, content repurposing strategy. All right. Leave that the same with this blueprint checklist, or even better, cheat sheet to help you remove obstacles others have encountered is what is awaiting you in your inbox. Below, I left you a few nuggets and other areas you may need to be on this journey towards an optimized. I'm going to change that and I'm going to say towards an simplistic content repurposing strategy or system. Okay. Because we want to keep the focus on what it is. And the focus is repurposing your content and what system or strategy you're going to use for that, right? All right. And then you have all of that information. The action steps, of course, are always going to be to watch the videos, to get your checklist. For the purpose of this, let's go ahead and link that checklist, right? All right, and the way we link that checklist is we go out into our media storage where you just saw we put, not in Reels, we put it in the Watch Me Work folder for today. The PDF. Now, why it didn't upload it before, I don't know, but let's go in to the Wednesday folder. And let us go into the March folder and get this cheat sheet. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and link this one for the graphic. However, once we finalize this one for the content repurposing workflow, that is the one that we will link, okay? So for now, we're just going to go ahead and open that one and put it there so I can show you how to link it. We're going to right click, we're going to get that link, and then we're going to come back over in here, and that is the link we're going to paste. So once you actually submit your information, it's automatically going to send you this specific cheat sheet to your email in the email sequence that we're going to show you in just a moment. But for now, when you say thank you, you may not leave that thank you page and go directly over to your email. So I have it so even if you look through the body of the thank you message, you'll be able to see you can implement and access this checklist right now. And then we also invite you to come into the community, okay? So the things that we will be updating for this particular area is we will go back and we will link today's video here and here, because that will change this to the correct thumbnail for today's information. And if you're wondering what that thumbnail is, so you can go back and look at it, this is the thumbnail for today: creating a content repurposing system using high level and Canva. And it'll probably say StreamYard up there once I correct it, may or may not. For part 2, which is what we talked about earlier today. This is the thumbnail that will be present in that area. Now you also have the option, sometimes it'll give you the option over here to create your thumbnail and put it there. But for a placeholder, we're not going to worry about that, because once we update this YouTube, this is the thumbnail that you will see. Okay. So that is this part of this system. The next step, once we save this, all right, the next step is, you heard me say that in step 1, when you complete this form right here, it automatically sends you the email, okay? Where or how does that part of this system work? That part of this system works by going into automations. So when you go into the automations and you go into the cheat sheets and the area that we have for repurposing content in this automated workflow, it says that when someone actually completes that form, it's going to add a tag. When it adds a tag, it's going to send me a message that says someone just downloaded it, and it's going to send them this email. This email, day 1 email that they receive, says to them, thank you for grabbing the free repurposing content cheat sheet, this step-by-step information, and it is attached, right? So this is the email sequence. It waits 2 days, then it sends you a second follow-up giving you access to that repurposing cheat sheet again. Then when you waits 5 days, it follows up a third time, asking you again, hopefully you had an opportunity to implement what is inside of that cheat sheet. And then it follows up 10 days later to say, just reaching out to you, checking to see how things are going, inviting you into the brand new community, just continuing to nurture you and check in on you, okay? That's the system that's already set up. Now, like I said, we have to actually do what? Make sure that the correct cheat sheet is available when you receive that email. So I'm going to go over here into the marketing area, and I'm going to go into the snippets, which is where I keep my little snippets of information. And let's go by, I don't know, what are we looking for? D1. All right, so D1 for the free repurposing content, we want to look at that one, and we want to make sure that we add the attachment here when we get the correct PDF, right? Because again, when you receive it in your email, we want to ensure that the correct PDF shows up. not the one for landing pages, not the one for branding, but specifically the one for repurposing content. And this is where we make sure that that is added. We also make sure that it's linked here inside of the body. So next, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to open up the actual cheat sheet that I have created just to verify that all of the information is accurate and that it walks you through step by step before I turn it into an actual PDF that will accompany all of the process, all of the steps, all of the walkthroughs that I've shown you will be present in your steps. So when you receive this, by the time you actually get this, what you are going to see is this video. And in the body of this video, you're going to look down into the description and you will have access to the link. When you click the link, it's going to bring you to the registered, the page where you can actually register to get your cheat sheet, right? When you actually complete the cheat sheet, you're going to get an email and it's going to take you to the thank you page. The thank you page is going to say, thank you for getting your cheat sheet, investing in yourself. Here's the video that you watched today with regards to this cheat sheet, and below with some additional assets. Below in the additional assets are going to be the ability to level up, to purchase a membership, to level up, and actually open up the cheat sheet right there and actually do the cheat sheet while you're watching the video, or to just come and join the free community. In your email is going to be the actual cheat sheet with the link saying, hey, thank you for investing. Here's a link to open the cheat sheet, or the cheat sheet is attached. 5 days later, 10 days later, you're going to get additional information. This is the process that I'm showing you on how you can actually take that one piece of content and repurpose it across multiple platforms. Now, finally, if you want to not have long form content on your cheat sheet here, so if we were to refresh this and we were to go into the actual thank you page that is available, let's go back out to the sites. Now, say for the purpose of us showing you repurposing content that you actually did not want to have these long form videos, you actually wanted to show the repurposed content, you actually could embed into this area the TikTok channel, the IG channel, the shorts channel, to show the repurposed content and what it looks like versus additional long form or short form or extended training. You could actually embed into this the blog post that you chose, the post that you chose. You can choose what you want to be on your landing page. You just have to make sure that what you're putting on the landing page and the thank you page and the follow-up sequence, that it makes sense for the information that you've actually given, gone through, and talked about. But again, I know that is a lot of information to comprehend for this, but what I'm doing for you is I'm just showing you the bigger picture, but I'm also giving you all of the details about each of the steps that you encounter for this particular structured Watch Me Work Wednesday, that's helping you understand how to create and use content repurposing systems, where to implement what works for your brand. So what works for my brand is to show you how we're taking massive amounts of information and how we're breaking it up into smaller pieces of content, and we're actually distributing it on multiple platforms, and what that system looks like. So you don't have to figure this out for yourself. You can actually follow what we've given you here and set up what you need to set up for your particular brand. Henry Ford said that one of the most difficult things that people can do to get to success is to think, and that's why so little people do it. Well, I'm trying to help you think, okay, so that you will do it, because this is what is needed in order to get to the end, to move the needle in your brand or business, to actually have success, is to actually go through all of the steps this in depth and ensure that you have all of these different components and pieces in place so that your system can begin to function on its own and be able to do these things without you having to manually be involved in your business. So I hope you were able to glean something from this, that it makes sense for you, that you will join us tomorrow, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in our after office hours. Live training begins at 1 o'clock, and we are actually discussing short form content and more in depth and long form content on Friday for this month of March, where we're actually mastering the brand growth, how we're creating this content and how we're mastering our content and what the future planning looks like, because we're going to be implementing some amazing Chat GPT and AI functions to take all of this that you manually see us doing and automating it so we get even more of our time back. So thank you for your time today. We're going to roll this outro, and I hope to see you guys on tomorrow. Hey y'all, hey, Brandmaster Martina with Yelverton here, updating you about our daily live training and follow-up live open office hours. Join me every Tuesday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for live actionable lessons on building your brand from scratch. We'll cover everything from tools, strategies, and systems like Canva, StreamYard, Go High Level, AI technology, and more, to include the exact steps to take you from confused to confident. And the best part is, after each live stream, you can hop on Zoom with us to ask your questions and get personalized answers. Don't miss out. Mark your calendar and subscribe now to this YouTube channel. Join our free community, and I'll say it louder for the people in the back. If you want to learn, lead, and level up your automation in your MLM company, or as an entrepreneur who could possibly be struggling in your business, we not only have the solution, we also have the experts. Yes, this is your sign to join us. Our entire team is live each weekday. So if you snooze, you will lose. I said what I said. You heard what you heard. Now do what you now know you need to do to get your assets in order.